Elite Facts presents
7 interesting facts about cats.
7.
Cats really do land on their feet. Perhaps you've heard it said in passing conversation that a cat always lands on its feet, and maybe you figured it to be implausible. Gravity is a cruel mistress after all. This is, however, more than just a mere myth. Our fluffy masters of the internet are actually built in such a way as to be gravity-defying. Biologists call it the cat righting reflex, which is the innate ability of a cat to self-right during a fall. Cats develop this ability as early as 3 to 4 weeks into their lives. By manipulating their bodies mid-fall with acrobatic finesse, they rotate smoothly through the air so they are ready to land feet first. Their flexible spine and lack of a functioning collarbone make this an easy thing to master. Cats usually need about 30 centimeters of fall distance to properly utilize this technique and can survive some pretty epic falls because of it. In 2014, a cat named Gizmo survived a fall from a 12-story penthouse terrace in Manhattan, walking away relatively unscathed, just a few scratches and a broken tooth. Not all cats get that lucky, but some do with surprising regularity, with extra fluffy cats having the added advantage of their fur acting almost as a parachute. Research is still ongoing as to whether buttered toast on a falling cat's back would create perpetual motion, but current results suggest the cat is mightier than buttered toast.
6.
The Flamin' response. If you've spent any amount of time on the internet over the past 15 years, you'll have no doubt seen plenty of cats pulling all manner of faces, some cute, some grumpy, and some plain old weird. There is one odd sort of face in particular that you might often see a cat pull, a cheeky tongue-out-of face that's simultaneously a spiteful scowl. When a cat, big or small, is pulling this rather silly face, what they are actually doing is identifying pheromones and other chemical signatures in the air, sort of like a very specialized form of taste or smell. It's called the Flamin' response, derived from the German Flamen, which means to bare the upper teeth. Cats may use it to help them identify another cat, find out which cats have laid claim to the territory they're passing through, or even to find eligible single cats looking for love. Cats aren't the only animals who do this, however. Horses, antelope, goats, llamas, and even giant pandas, to name but a few, also use the Flamin' response in much the same way. It's probably more noticeable in cats because of how perfectly cute they are most of the time. Horses, as graceful as they can be, just look plain fugly when they strike a pose using the Flamin' response.
5.
Hissing. Is there anything more terrifying than an angry pussycat? Actually, there are probably several things more terrifying. It's just that there is something a little disturbing, if not still somewhat adorable, about seeing little balls of floofy cuteness turn into little balls of hateful rage. The noises angry cats make are especially blood-curdling, and mixed in among their hellish growls, they will often let out a visceral hiss. There's a reason cats specifically like to use the hiss when threatened, and it's actually quite clever. When a cat hisses, it usually spits a little, squints its eyes, and pushes its ears back. This is part of a clever deception by the cat to scare other animals off on a primal level by imitating a snake. Most animals fear the snake, especially the venomous kind. They lurk low in the grass and hiss and spit to ward off anything that threatens them. The response of most animals, fearing a deadly bite, is to back the hell off. So when a cat starts hissing at you, what it's really trying to say is, "You better leave me alone, stupid human, I'm a deadly slithery snake."
4.
Meowing. Now, we've established that cats are crafty little imitators that will try and trigger our primal fears when they want nothing to do with us, but they are also pretty good at imitation when they want our attention too. That's right, meowing, the quintessential cute cat behavior, is actually a form of psychological manipulation, also on a primal level, that's intended specifically for us humans. In the wild, cats only really meow while they're kittens in order to get their mother's attention, but domesticated cats keep it up into adulthood specifically to get our attention. Since cats became domesticated some 9,500 years ago, they've had plenty of time to adapt and slowly evolve to life with humans, and during this time, the species has learned how to push our buttons. Kittens meow to get their mother's attention, so as adults they use their meowing to get our attention. It makes sense, but why is this a form of imitation exactly? Well, the crying and whimpering of human babies is why. When a baby needs their parents' attention, they will cry out to get attention, and while it may seem like just a natural coincidence that kittens do the same thing, it actually goes further than that. Studies have shown that the meowing of a cat seeking its owner's attention hits a frequency remarkably similar to the cries of a distressed human baby. When a cat really wants your attention, it knows exactly how to get it, though you'll probably just think of it as cute and not as an evil genius at work.
3,
Metalheads. When we mention heavy metal, a kitty cat is probably not going to be the creature that pops into your head. When songs with titles like Father of the Wolf are the norm for metalheads, you might think a blood-soaked tiger or lion would be the most metal cat you could think of. But it turns out that metalheads underneath their denim and studded leather exteriors have a soft spot for cats. Despite the media's past efforts to paint metalheads as violent devil worshippers, metalheads are only human and thus weak to the charms of cats. Keen to prove and explore this, photographer Alexandra Crockett embarked on a mission to photograph heavy metal musicians and their cats in her work, Metal Cats. The blurb for the book summarizes it as skulls and Siamese, corpse paint and Persians, Baphomet pentagrams, blood, and tabbies. What's more is that many of the musicians featured performed benefit gigs for no-kill animal shelters, further extending the softer touch of heavy metal. There are even Facebook communities dedicated to heavy metal and cats.
2,
Rubbing up against things. Has a cat ever rubbed up against you? If so, congratulations, you belong to that cat now, or at least until another cat rubs up against you and claims you as its own instead. If you've spent all this time thinking that a cat rubbing up against you is simply a display of adorable affection, you're wrong. As previously mentioned, cats communicate quite a lot through the use of pheromone chemicals, and rubbing up against an object is a way for it to transfer its pheromones and mark its territory. So yes, cat owners out there, as much as you might think you own your cat thinks it owns you, only the cat has the chemical proof to support its claim. The glands that produce the most potent pheromones are located on the cat's forehead. This is why cats will often nuzzle a person with their head quite thoroughly. While this sort of attention from a cat may make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, you might want to reconsider those feelings, given the cat's intention is to claim you as its own, while also possibly letting other cats know that it's single and ready to mingle.
1,
Bringing home dead animals. Cats probably get a lot of crap for this habit of theirs, but if they ever leave you a dead bird in the living room or on the doorstep, they do so with only the best of intentions. You might think they do this as a way of giving tribute to their owner, but as previously established, the cat sees itself as the human's owner. A dog might leave an owner a dead animal as tribute, seeing their owner as the leader of their pack, but a cat is quite literally a different beast. If you're a cat owner, then you're a member of your cat's pack, not the other way around. And it may come as a shock to you, but if your cat is leaving you dead animals, they think you're a pretty crappy hunter. Cats are hunters by nature, and cats will make sure to teach their kittens and their dependent family members how to hunt so that they can survive. A mother cat always makes sure to give her kittens a lesson in killing. It's part of why the sadistic murder of birds comes so instinctively to cats. If you're a cat owner and you're not also murdering and eating small birds, then your cat will probably keep bringing you animal corpses to show you what it thinks you ought to be doing. Perhaps in the future, if you want to be a more involved cat owner, you might consider validating your cat's efforts by eating whatever dead animal they bring you and joining them on their next hunt. It could be a good bonding experience, and it might stop them from leaving dead birds on your carpet.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.